Hey guys, today's video has something for everyone. We're going to look at some tips for the single cruiser or cruising solo. We're also going to look at some cruises just for singles. And we're going to look at some situations where you may not be single, but you may be traveling without your spouse or partner. We're going to answer some questions today. First, are there any cruises just for singles? Yes, there are, and I'm going to show you how to do it. And second, I want to go on a cruise, but I really don't have anyone to go with me. Can I cruise single without it costing a fortune? Yes, you can, and I'm going to show you how to do it so that it is affordable. Okay, let's get started. Hey guys, I'm Michael, and welcome to Cruise Control. If you enjoy cruising, or even just thinking about it, hey, hit that subscribe button and come be a part of our family here at Cruise Control. Okay, let's start with the solo cruiser or cruising single. I've had so many people ask me about this, and with some very good questions. You know, it would not bother me one bit to go solo on a cruise. I haven't done it yet, but I'm absolutely sure that I will. Now, if you've already been on a cruise, then you know how much fun it is and how easy it is to meet new people and quickly make new friends. But if you haven't yet cruised, let me tell you, there is nothing to be afraid of. In fact, believe it or not, there are actually some advantages to cruising solo. You know, when you have a group of people, sometimes no one can agree on what they want to do, and some don't want to do anything. You might have this guy over here that wants to lay drunk all the time, and then this guy over here, all he wants to do is chase the women. And ladies, you know how that is. You know what I'm talking about too. So if you're on your own, you don't have to worry about all that. And you can do what you want to do, and you can have some fun. So maybe you've been wanting to go on a cruise, but maybe you just can't find anyone who's really willing to take that first leap with you. You know what? Forget about them. Call up that cruise line, book yourself a cruise, pack your bags, step onto that ship, wave goodbye to all of them, and you go have some fun. And when you get back, you're going to be so excited that it's going to show, and they're probably going to wish they had gone too. And when that next cruise rolls around, and yes, you will want to go again, then yeah, they're going to want to go because they see how excited about it you are. It really does happen, no kidding. I know you guys who have cruised can vouch for me on this one. It really is true. Okay, now, booking a cruise for the single cruiser. The way that the cruise business is set up is that when you book your cruise, the cabin rate is based on double occupancy, just like most hotels are. This is kind of what makes it work and helps keep the rates down. However, up front, this can be a challenge for a person cruising solo. But there are some means and ways and options to work around that. I'm glad to see that it seems like the cruise industry is starting to open their eyes somewhat and see me over here saying, hey, you, I'm a single cruiser over here with money in my hand, but I'm not willing to pay the price of two people for a ticket to ride, nor should I have to. The cruise lines are starting to see that yes, there is a market out there with single cruisers. So that brings us to our first option here for the solo cruiser. Some of the cruise lines are already offering solo cabins for the single cruiser at single rates. Hey, this is great. Norwegian Cruise Line has pretty much been the front runner in this race. Royal Caribbean also offers solo cabins, and there are others. At present time, Carnival, however, does not. But there are some ways to deal with that too, which we'll talk about in just a second. Okay, now a few things to know about booking a solo cabin. Number one, these cabins go quick. There's not many of them, and they are in high demand, so yes, they book and sell out very quickly. The best advice here is to book as far ahead as possible. Okay, number two, these cabins are small. You're paying half the money, they're going to give you half the cabin. But I'm okay with that, really. Hey, I'm saving money, and I'm going to be the only one in there. Well, for the most part. And number 3 is location. This is most likely not going to be a balcony cabin. It may be on some of the lower decks. It may be an interior room. This, of course, is going to be different for each cruise line. Okay, let's say that you've looked and searched and all of the solo cabins are already booked. Or perhaps there's a particular cruise line or ship that you want to choose that doesn't offer solo cabins. Okay, let's look at our options in this light and see what we can do here to still make this cruise affordable for the single cruiser. Alright, I'm going to choose Carnival here because lots of people love Carnival and Carnival does not offer solo cabins. So let's see what we can do here. You, of course, can choose whichever cruise line you like. Okay, here we have on the right a 7-day Caribbean cruise aboard the Carnival Conquest from Miami. Now I'm choosing Miami because there are so many choices here, but you can choose wherever you like. Okay, now let's see our options here. I really want that balcony, so I'm going to go for it. Okay, it's going to be $749. Okay, now look what happens. And this is where people get discouraged. But hang on, we're not done. When it adds the second person and taxes, it puts me at $1,784. Ouch. For me personally, I would probably go ahead and book it. But but in all honesty, that is a little steep for one person going on a cruise. So nah, we're not going to do that. So let's back up. I want that balcony, but wow, not at that price. So let's try going with the interior room. Okay, $459. Let's see what that does. Okay, bottom line is going to be $1,204. Well, that did cut about $580 off my cost, but still $1,204 is a little bit much. Let's go back to the drawing board here. I really want to go on a cruise, but do I have to have a 7-day cruise? Let's look at something else here. All right, here's a Western Caribbean 4-day cruise, Key West and Cozumel. Key West is pretty amazing, and Cozumel is beautiful. It's leaving from the same place, and it's basically the same ship. The Carnival Victory is a sister ship to the Carnival Conquest. Okay, a 4-day cruise. Now let's see if I can get my balcony back. Okay, $349. And the final cost? Oh man, $905. Okay, I've given up 3 days of my cruise and only saved about $300. Now here's where so many people are frustrated and just give up. But oh no, I'm about to go in for the kill. We started out at $1,784, so actually we've managed to cut the cost almost in half so far. So as a last ditch effort, I'm backing up and I'm going to try for that interior room here. Okay, $189 per person, and the bottom line is going to be $585. Now that I can afford. So okay, a Carnival cruise, 4 days, 4 nights, Key West, Florida, Cozumel, Mexico, one person, $585. Boom, there's your cruise. Now go drag that suitcase out of the back of the closet, blow the dust off it, shine it up, because your life's about to change. No, I didn't get the balcony, and I didn't get the extra 3 days, but am I going to turn this deal down and sit home just because I didn't get those 2 extras? No way. I'm going on that cruise. So when you're looking to book, just weigh your options and keep an open mind about it until you find what works for you. And the same basics apply to most all cruise lines. I gotta be honest here though. While I was putting this video together, after doing the math here, I almost booked this one myself. And I still may. That's a pretty sweet deal. And there are so many more. I just chose this one at random. I didn't really look that hard. Okay, next up. Do any of the major cruise lines offer cruises just for singles? Yes, they do. Indirectly. In other words, a third party will charter an entire cruise with one of the major cruise lines and then market it to singles only. It's really kind of neat. So let me show you how to find a singles cruise. Okay, this website is singlescruise.com. It's a very well trusted website and they have a really good reputation. This is just one site like this. There are others. Here you can see these cruises are with major cruise lines. Here's the Norwegian Bliss, Carnival Glory, Carnival Breeze. These are really nice ships. Okay, here you can search by age group even, 20s and 30s, 30s and 40s, or 40s and above. You can search by holiday. Say you want to go on a New Year's cruise. You can also search by the time of year or by destination. The Bahamas, Alaska, the Caribbean. A couple of really neat things I want to point out here. If you book your cruise with these folks, the site offers message boards that you can go on and talk with other cruisers that are going to be on your cruise. This gives you a chance to get to know some of the people that you'll be cruising with before you even step on board. I think that's really neat. The other thing is, if you're maybe looking for a cabin mate, they can match you up with someone if you want. Again, this is just one source. You may also want to check with your travel agent. Okay, and my final tip here is really for everyone, but especially for those folks who may be married but traveling without your partner. This may be just a bunch of friends going on a cruise or a similar type situation. When you go to book your cabin, many of them will accommodate up to 4 people, and some of the larger cabins even more. This is one way to really cut down the costs of your cruise if you're sharing expenses. However, I would want to know these people pretty well because 4 people in a single cabin with 1 bathroom can get a little crowded very quickly. If all 4 people have similar habits and interests and are more or less on the same page, hey, go for it. But if there are going to be people that you haven't met or that you don't really know, you may want to consider going with 2 people to a cabin as a safer bet. Alright guys, hey, remember to subscribe. We've got some more good stuff coming up. And also, check out our cruise gear listed in the description below. Some of these things can really help make life a little easier when you're on that next cruise. Again, my name is Michael. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.